Is this the future of dining, sports, and travel? As many countries ease lockdown restrictions, innovations have become key to keeping the virus at bay. We look at some of the changes and challenges we'll be facing in a newly reopened world.
So to be able to get into work, I've got to show not only my health code saying that I'm green with no abnormal conditions, but I've also got to walk through a thermal imaging camera which takes my temperature. This is the lift for our office building. Only allowed 4 people in the lift in these taped off squares.
Across Asia and in Europe, many businesses have been given the green light to reopen.
Parks have also reopened, outdoor exercise is now allowed. Next week, libraries and museums reopen.
This is the day they've been waiting for, a chance to have a coffee outside with friends and family.
Hairdressers, beauticians, nail salons and other contact professions are also back in business today.
Holland has also seen these mini greenhouses for diners pop up. While in Berlin, this restaurant has taken to delivering food on the canal. And as for nightlife, Sweden never officially locked down, but at this club, people can't order at the bar and no dancing is allowed.
To keep everyone safe, we've secured that it's 2 meters between every seating, and you can only be 3 people per blanket.
In order to safely eat at restaurants and drink at bars, the traditional layout will need to change. Most countries require distancing between diners. In Spain, for example, this means only 50% of customers are allowed on outside terraces. Shops are struggling with space as well. While businesses can ask people to social distance inside their stores, it's harder to control the crowds congregating outside shops. Look what happened when this shopping mall in Australia reopened.
You're supposed to, distance yourself 1.5 meters, but it was just free game. Everyone was just everywhere. The busiest I've seen it, sort of like Christmas time crowds.
What about sports? Professional sports have returned in some countries. South Korea even allowed one fan to participate in a bubble suit. But in most cases, stands are completely empty, of humans at least. In Taiwan, robots provide entertainment. And in Germany, an app allows supporters to cheer via cardboard cutouts of themselves, as its professional football league kicks off again this month.
They're calling them ghost games because they'll be played behind closed doors and players will have to stick to social distancing, so don't expect any victory scrums on the pitches. Now, it is controversial. Some say it's unfair that footballers can go back to work when, for example, kindergartens are still closed to many children.
But what are some of the ways kids are being sent back to school safely? In China, thermal screening and masks are standard. And at this school in Denmark, contact has been strictly limited.
It has been hard to not hug each other.
She says you can't hug each other, so you have to hug yourself. That's why.
So the kids just have 4 other children that they're allowed to play with, and they're only given one part of the playground that they're allowed to be in.
Traveling is proving one of the hardest sectors to regulate. The trains in London are filling up, and growing numbers of people taking to the skies has many passengers concerned. Some have suggested that airlines leave middle seats empty. One design firm has even proposed changing seating altogether. But airlines depend on cramming as many people as closely together as possible.
And on board the aircraft, we will try to sell all of the seats. The business only functions if we can sell most of the seats on most of the flights.
Here in the US, states are taking very different approaches to opening up. Which innovations stick and which ones don't remains to be seen.